to check for me and tell me whether John Mukisa is the one who is actually on the transfer form, Jemuina Lands. And Lands will definitely write to you and tell you, yes, John Mukisa conducted the transfer within the Ministry of Lands, and the transfer form reflects him Bulungi. He is also on the title search letter showing that it is in his name's Bulungi. Okay? So at that point, you're now comfortable that you've completed step 1, 2, you're not being rushed, you've done your search in lands, you did the national ID check, you've done your transfer form check, physical title check, surveyors of causes, bank transfer, the account is in the seller's names, mortgage letter if the letter is there, and endagano kweyagulira ettaka, so now you know that they have capacity to transact, okay, on this deal. He's the true owner, he's the true purchaser, he's in the system in lands, he's in the bank, he's in Wonomukebede, and he's a true bona fide seller. Okay? Now, you're getting there. You're getting warmer. You're getting close. You can see the promised land at this point. But we are not yet there. Okay? Now, the next check after endagano kweyagulira, you have to do the tax identification number verification of this buyer. Buyer ayina okubanga ayina tax identification number. Bw'aba talina TIN number eya revenue, ayina ogenda okufuna TIN number eya revenue. Why? Because once you do the transaction, you have to report your income on this purchase to revenue, or to this on this sale to revenue for your end of year taxes. He also has to account for that income that he's getting to revenue. The process by which revenue does that is through the tax identification number for the individual. Okay? If the seller is a company selling to you, then they need the company TIN. But usually you're buying from a person, then you need the individual tax identification number. Whenever you make the transaction, if you're going to transfer, you will be asked for a TIN number, eyiyo neya seller, to put on the transfer forms. This is for revenue purposes, and you have to do it. There is no way around it. So you have to get the person's tax identification number. Bw'aba akugamba talina TIN, oyina mwekebejja. Bw'akugamba bwe bibindekere, oyina mwekebejja. Why? Because it's a requirement you're going to have to declare. Right? The way that the person gets the TIN number is they have to go to revenue, they have to apply for a TIN number, revenue ebasaba ebisaanizo ebirala, which means they have to be verified within the revenue service. Which means if a person is a mofere, he's not going to go through this process. But if he's a genuine seller, bona fide seller, he's going to go through this process with you. So you need to check their tax identification number. And when you're checking the tax identification number, you should make sure that the name on the tax identification number is still John Mukisa, not Mukisa John, but John Mukisa, the way it is reflected on the search, in lands, on national ID, on transfer form, the physical title, etc. The name has to be consistent. If it is different, those are two different people. Okay? The process is not arduous. The process is not long. This is due diligence. Jukira, you're spending your hard-earned money. You've saved for years for this money. So you have to make it, and you have to sell it you have to spend it in the right way to ensure that you're getting value for your money. I don't want you to have tears at the end of it all. So verify the tax identification number. They have to have it. Okay? After that, actually, in coordination with the national ID check, you have to check, this is the next step, you have to check the driver's license of this person. This is not necessarily a requirement, but it is building redundancy within your own verification process, within your own due diligence process. Chances are high that the seller of this land is